You can heat a greenhouse with active compost piles and water. Take a look, hundreds of tomato plants planted, some a month ago, some today. Hi everybody, we have these big piles of compost inside this greenhouse that actually heat it. It is a compost heated greenhouse. On top of the compost piles, we are going to plant hundreds of tomato plants. You gotta see this, tomato plants 2 months early here in Utah. Okay, so this is straw bale gardening to the max. The first thing we're gonna do is get some garden soil at our local store and put this on top of the straw bales. Then we can plant the tomato plants inside this potting soil. So the next step is we have these really nice tomato plants we started indoors. This is a yellow version of the Tiny Tim. They are perfect for a square foot garden. Perfect for what we're doing inside this greenhouse. These straw bales are disintegrating, and as they decompose, they are heating this greenhouse. At the same time, we're going to plant tomato plants in the straw bales. So we're doing all kinds of multiple things in our greenhouses. So like I said, these plants were started indoors and they're ready to plant out. And the neat thing about planting these in the greenhouse is we do not have to harden these off at all. We can actually plant these and they will harden themselves off inside the greenhouse. Now you notice that the garden soil that we got from our local store has some wood chips in it. So what we want to do is we want to put some fertilizer around these tomato plants because these wood chips are going to sap out the nitrogen and make it so these tomato plants won't grow lush and green. So the fertilizer will help that out and help them grow really well. The way we're going to water this is we have a sprinkler set up in here on a timer, and the sprinkler is going to water every 2 or 3 days. And that's going to keep it really nice and moist and keep these tomato plants very productive. So we are planting these a foot apart, and these will spread out to that. These are a dwarf tomato. If you guys ever use arrow gardens inside your house, you can grow these hydroponically, and they do really well in the arrow gardens. We have some of these plants that are over a year old. Now, the rule of thumb is you want to start these tomatoes about 6 weeks before we're planting them in the greenhouse. So we use Mars Hydro grow lights that we found on eBay. They were about $65. I believe mine were the TSL 1000, and they're great. They're wonderful for starting transplants and growing these tomatoes indoors. They will actually grow and fruit inside your house. They produce tons of tomatoes. So not only can we grow these yellow Tiny Tims in our house, we can grow them in our greenhouses, and we put them outdoors. They don't take that much room, and they're absolutely phenomenal. The fertilizer we use is a 10-10-10. It's got some good nitrogen in it. We're going to side dress around these tomato plants really lightly. We don't want to overdo it and burn the plants. So you can see I'm just dropping it down like salt. We're going to water this in really good. And when you use this potting soil, you will notice that it's really dry to begin with. So you got to really be consistent and water this really good for the next few days, every single day, until these little plants start to gain their roots and start to eat that fertilizer and grow really nice and big. I have found that organic fertilizers that are like this in granular form don't work that good. But if you want to do 100% organic, overhead water these with fish emulsion. It'll work great. All right, as we go out here, I think every dog in the world loves me. We hear a chorus of dogs like hallelujah. So let's go walk out here and take a look. Our beautiful compost heated greenhouses in full glory, growing citrus right now. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we have the water going, and we're going to water these plants in real nice. Come take a look. All right, well, we got the tomato plants planted. We're real excited to show you how they look. They look really nice. We're going to water them in and give them some fertilizer. So come on in and let's take a look. All right, the next part of my video is the favorite part. Take a look at the water going on the plants. Isn't this beautiful? All the fertilizer is down, and we're going to water it in really well. We want to make sure we can stick our finger in and it's not dry, it's nice and moist. This greenhouse is getting really warm, and pretty soon we're going to open the windows up so we can have it in a summertime fashion. Beautiful plants. Woo! It is hot in that greenhouse. Take a look at the sweat. All right, we are all done. Let's go give you a first-hand look and take a look at this and see how good you think it looks. Come follow me back in the greenhouse. Okay, as we take a look at the end results, these plants look really good. They've perked up due to the water that we've sprayed on them, and they're really standing up straight. Here are some that we planted a month ago. So these are really starting to grow nice. We take a look at the commercial in-ground garden soil that we bought and see that it has a lot of wood chips in it. So it is a must to put fertilizer down with these plants. The wood chips sap out the nitrogen from the soil and make it so the plants do not grow unless fertilizer is added to help break those wood chips down. So this is a big compost pile heating the greenhouse, a mixture of straw, leaves, and soil. Very nice and warm in here. This is a warmest of all of our greenhouses during the day. We also have water masses inside this greenhouse to try to cool it down a little bit. The water heats up during the day and gives off that heat at night, and then at night it loses the heat and gives off the coolness during the day. So once we open the windows up in this greenhouse, all that coolness in the ground will radiate out the window and keep it nice and cool. All right, folks, I'm back in the sauna. It is hot, 85, 90 degrees. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe. We have lots of advanced gardening techniques from 30 years of market farming in Utah to show you, and compost heated greenhouses with citrus, dragon fruit, avocados, kumquats, you name it, we're going to plant it, show you. Keep following us and subscribe today. Thanks so much for watching. So a couple months later, the production is absolutely amazing. Each plant is loaded with cherry tomatoes. This is a yellow, tiny Tim variety, and they taste like a sun sugar or a sun gold tomato. The yields are impressive, and in a square foot garden, this is a must. You can have oodles of tomatoes in every single square foot. We do this in our greenhouses and have tomatoes all year.